So
Mute.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid.
happy Monday!
Yes, it is.
Bright and well, not bright and early. It's late.
Well, it's late and early.
Most people have already I'm done with this week already.
I know, right?
It is Monday. Defenders Live. Mojo 50. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Go to doaeshow.cam. You can get all of the you can get swags, you can pick up shirts, you can get coffee mugs, you can get pretty much anything you could imagine a logo of any kind being on any product virtually is there.
Yes, yes, it is. Well, at least our logo and also the Jackhole Nation logo.
Yes. If you want anything else, if you would like the, like say a Mojo shirt, like say what I'm wearing,
You need to go to mojo50.com.
Exactly. That's the place you go for that.
Yes.
You also want to go there to check out all the other awesome hosts that are there, like the Rants of Izzo. You can find
And the Jeremy Hansen.
Sorbo and Brandon Morris and the Daily Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Watson Prunier at
Yep.
Bright and Early. There's a couple of other people that I feel apologize for not remembering it that full.
There's so we have almost 30 hosts now.
Something like that.
It is amazing.
It's actually hard to keep up with now. So if anybody doesn't get mentioned, I apologize. But this is why it is on you, the listener, to do your due diligence.
And listen.
And go listen to everybody.
That's
Go
right.
find out. Find
right.
your people. You will love them all. We promise. Or your money back.
And just to respond to Just Peachy, no, Dylan is not going to be able to make it to MojoCon.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Not this year, unfortunately. Childcare, especially, is the biggest, probably the single biggest problem. It's kind of hard to find somebody to watch 3 boys ranging from the age of 10 all the way down to 2. It just is not in the cards. So, but it will be next year's for sure. And obviously, we're going to make a huge deal of when Tar River Arms opens up their physical location. When we do the grand opening of that, I'm going to be there with bells on, unless it's cold and maybe we'll wear something else. But it shouldn't be. It's going to be in the summertime. So
I have no idea.
bells might be apropos.
Bells might be apropos.
Anyway, I love that word.
Hey,
apropos.
do me a favor, man.
Yo.
Can you turn your gain down a little bit?
I don't have my gain up. It's completely down all the way.
It is? Okay.
All
There's
the way.
something weird going on there. Okay.
Maybe too close. Is that better?
Yeah, that actually works great.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Perfect.
I was a little bit on top of it more than usual, so.
Yes.
Anyway, we got a lot planned for y'all this evening. A lot of good stuff. Lots of stuff.
But before we get to all the good stuff, because we do have some good stuff. We're gonna do some.
Let's go to the bad stuff.
We have to go through all the bad stuff. We got the Grindstone and we got everything else coming up. So
yes, we do. You don't want to miss that.
we got a couple stories here. I thought you had one that you wanted to throw in or something. Is there?
Oh yeah, there was something I saw, and we all need to have a moment. It's a solemn moment.
Oh yeah.
It is. You need to give it the respect that it absolutely deserves.
Okay.
It's kind of a sad thing, but the Attorney General is quitting.
Wait, what?
It was announced today that
Sorry.
he basically put in his 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And it's not his 2 weeks because God knows, it takes politicians forever to get out. But yes, the Attorney General is stepping down.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to hold it together, man.
Are you talking about the same Attorney General that's only been in power for like the past 4 months?
It doesn't matter, Stephen. He was a pinnacle of power. It was just there. It was the column of strength.
I'm just saying, you can calm down. It's okay.
I'm trying.
You seem a little verklempt.
I do. I try. Okay, that's over with. Yeah, I don't give a damn. It came across the thing a couple of times. We're like, do we need to mention this? Like, we'll mention it. And that's as far. So we mentioned it. It's mentioned.
It is not mentioned. That's it. We're done. Okay.
The AG is leaving the administration. Ta-da! Whoop-de-doo.
Yay.
Moves on.
Mhm.
And with that,
Life moves on and on and on.
on and on and on and
Hey,
on. Hey,
how you doing with that weight loss?
how am I doing with that weight loss? I did backslide a little bit this weekend. My mother came to town and was visiting, as mentioned before, on Friday. And so it was my sister's birthday, and so we had a little bit of a couple empanadas on Friday, and then but it was all in small portions. I'm just not used to eating said stuff. It's steady. It's going steady. Not near like last year where it was it feels like a couple minutes and then boom. But it's going good. Why? I'm sensing you have a suggestion of something that might
I do.
things along that might just be a little bit beneficial to the process.
Yeah, I do. So it's called Riduzone.
Oh, I have heard of this Riduzone. Please tell me more.
Well, see, here's the thing. Riduzone is an amazing. It's an amazing product. Summer's almost here. Pools, the beach, the lakes, shorts, outdoors. All of those things are happening. You still have time to jumpstart your weight loss program if you want to get there in time for the summer. Check out Riduzone.com. It's America's numero uno first weight loss supplement of OEA, which is, by the way, a natural metabolite. I don't know how to pronounce the word, so I'm not going to try. It's made in olive oil, and it's also produced in the human body. But as you grow older, you produce less of it. And so you need to replace it. Well, you could replace it by drinking olive oil, Dylan, but that takes 13 liters.
Oh, like in a month or something, or in the whole year, right? It
takes 13 liters
in a whole year.
Like liters.
Yeah, the 13 liters in like a whole year, right? You can span that out over a year. That's not horrible, right?
No, I mean no, in a day. One serving.
In a day.
One serving, yeah, one serving. 13 liters, one serving.
Oh.
It's the same. So, there. But
wow.
If you don't want to do that, you can just have Riduzone. It's amazing. Low calorie consumption. It helps lower your calorie consumption. It boosts your metabolism to burn your fat. It's also a non-stimulant. It's naturally present in the body, vegetarian, gluten-free, non-GMO, patented, and FDA-accepted supplement. So don't delay any longer. Check it out at Riduzone.com, Riduzone.com, and you can get your order for 30% off. Coupon code automatically applied when you buy 3 bottles or a 3-month supply. That's Riduzone.com, RIDU zone.com.
Yay.com. All right. So, anybody live in a city? Anybody? You? Do you? How about you? Do you? I don't live in a city. You live in a city.
I live in a city.
You do live in a city, actually. It's not a city. It's a town.
I live in a town.
But still,
a small town.
But you live in a place where there is side street parking.
Sort of.
Like along the curbs and
yes,
and
there's
whatnot.
a little bit. Yeah.
And so therefore you would have those not meters, because I know your town doesn't have meters. But
no, we don't really have meters, but
2-hour parking, the 15-minute unloading zones, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Apparently, and this is from Forbes, chalking tires to issue parking tickets violates the Fourth Amendment, says the federal court.
Wait, what?
Yes. Chalking up another win for the Constitution. Federal appeals court ruled Monday that cities cannot, won't, should not chalk tires to enforce parking regulations. Marking tires with chalk has been an easy way for local governments to track and ticket cars that have been parked too long, particularly in areas without parking meters, which would be like Stevenstown.
You don't say.
I do say, actually, Forbes says. And a decision that may be the first of its kind, the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously, holy smokes, decided in favor of an Allison Taylor who sued the city of Saginaw, Michigan, after her car was chalked and ticketed 15 times in 3 years.
15 times in 3 years?
15 times in 3 years. I'd be a bit pissed myself. Taylor also sued the parking enforcement officer behind the ticketing, who Taylor claimed was, quote, the most prolific issuer of parking tickets, end quote.
Wait, so a person who's prolific at issuing parking tickets, meaning that they do it a lot. They're really good at it. They do it quite often, is a problem?
Apparently it is. So in Taylor versus Saginaw, chalking is not just in Saginaw, but throughout the rest of Michigan, as well as Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, which are all covered by the Sixth Circuit. And the court's ruling is even having an effect outside of jurisdiction. Tampa has stopped chalking tires as of this week, while some municipalities in Maine are already considering alternatives. Quote, "We don't think everyone deserves free parking," said Taylor's attorney, Philip Ellison, to the Associated Press. "But the process Saginaw selected is unconstitutional, and I am very glad the 3 judges who got this case took it seriously. It affects so many people." Okay. So the court's ruling on decidedly low-tech tactic relied on the distinctly 21st century precedent, United States versus Jones. In Jones, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that using a GPS device without a warrant to track the location of a suspected drug dealer's car was optional. So basically, in a nutshell, this is the same thing as GPS. You are tracking the individual. You're just not using electronics. You're using literally a chalk line on a tire. I know for a fact that they do the same. Intrusions. A search occurs when the government, 1, trespasses upon a constitutionally protected area, 2, to obtain information, end quote. Again, basically, they're marking your car and watching it without any actual probable cause. Basically saying if you want to be able to issue tickets, you have to get meters to gauge it properly.
Yes.
And that's that. So we thought
you can't just mark people's tires because you want to, because how are you going to gauge that?
Well, and they say it's because if you mark that one spot and it's at that same spot, then, after a certain amount of time, then you clearly haven't moved.
But
which is not necessarily true.
It's not necessarily true. And also, you're not marking like the tire and the road.
No.
You're just marking the tire.
This is true.
So you can't tell if that has actually moved or not. You're not going to remember the exact placement of the marking that you put.
Well, and that goes to where, they have the little stick and they have it at a certain angle. The mark is kind of at from what I've gathered and watched people do this, it's at a set spot. There's kind of as little room for error, but it's like they're going to mark it at this one section every single time. And if it's within that section, then you're going to get a ticket. Now, if you mark it at, imagine the wheel being like, just a wheel, and it's off at the lower right side. If you come by later and you see a mark, but it's at, 12 o'clock, top dead center, then obviously it's been moved and you can't ticket it. But
I'm going to move 5 inches.
Well, theoretically, you back up and you, depending on the vehicle, you can spin tires. And
well, what I'm saying is all you got to do is you have a gap of at least a foot in the front and the back. You move up 5 inches. That mark is no longer in the proper spot, but
you move out of the parking space and get a ticket for double parking.
You don't technically because it's not in the right spot.
You're also talking about but you're also talking about parallel parking too. I'm talking about even the cats that sit diagonal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those you're up on the curb. Like there's not a whole lot you can do.
Oh no, there's nothing you can do.
But
I mean, you
it's
can back
just
out a little
nice.
bit.
No, it's just nice to see that a circuit, the Sixth Circuit Court unanimously did that. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty good. That's nice to know that they held up the Constitution and they said, look, you can't just mark people's cars because you're passing by.
Yeah.
Either get meters or stop ticketing people.
Yeah. Critically, to continue with the story real quick, critically, the court pinpointed a far less altruistic motive behind the city's parking enforcement. Quote, the purpose of chalking is to raise revenue and not to mitigate public hazard, which is absolutely the truth about it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be perfectly honest. A car is parked in a parking space.
Sure.
It is inside the lines.
Mm-hmm.
It is out of the way. Unless it is in a legit loading zone of any kind, or blocking an alley or a fire hydrant or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
If it is within the lines, it is in the proper spot and is parking outside of anything, what harm is it doing? It's not doing anything. You monitor it, you keep it, you have a thing, maybe signs posted saying, vehicles left more than such time will be subjected to ticketing, whatever. You monitor it that way.
Okay, yeah.
But that's it. Like if the car's sitting there in 2 weeks, then you probably want to have it towed.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they're not breaking a law.
Right.
And it's just, again, they're just trying to, raise money. They've always been trying to raise money. Any city will that's the quickest way, because how are you going to argue that?
You can't.
You can't. Now, meters, you might be able to argue.
Mm-hmm.
You used to be able to. Now they got this digital crap where they give you
You can't
a receipt.
argue. I'm sorry. You can't argue a meter. You have a digital meter. You go there.
Have to.
You press the button. You say, this is where I'm at. You pay it. And if you're not back in time.
It gives you a receipt and everything, or a little piece of paper that says, oh, by the way, you have until now.
Yeah.
So,
You have until this
way of
time.
arguing it. So, and that's a legit way to do it. They got those all up and down in Raleigh.
Oh, yeah. They loved using those. They're like, wait, this is free parking right now? Nope. We put,
it is on
we
Friday
put
at
one
5 o'clock.
stand.
Friday at 5 o'clock until like Monday morning at 6 or some crap like that.
You can get free parking downtown only on the weekends.
Which is weird with all the bars and junk down there. You'd think that, and then the clubs and the
They don't
restaurants.
They don't want to have to enforce it by then. They don't want to have to enforce it then.
All the drunk people trying to fight them. I only been here for 20 minutes.
Exactly. They don't want to enforce that.
Want to do that. Oh, that makes me smile.
Mm-hmm. Kevin over on the Facebook says the new Tesla will repark itself every hour, then go to the car wash and give itself a bath.
I don't know why, but I felt like there should be some like dirty music playing when
you always think there should
about
be
it
some
going to
dirty
take a
music
bath.
playing. What is?
It's going to rub itself down.
I didn't say all that. Now, come on.
No, but I'm just saying that's the direction it felt like. What? It is.
What?
It's good times. I love it. What else have we got? Where are we going?
Sarah's posting on the Twitters about the about that Rory guy thing.
Oh.
We're not gonna talk about it. You know what we are gonna talk about instead?
What are we going to talk about?
Patriot Mobile.
Why? Because Patriot Mobile doesn't silence anyone.
That's right. Do you believe in abortions?
Do you believe in magic?
Do you believe in sanctuary cities?
I was trying to go for another belief one, and I don't have one. Go ahead. No,
Okay,
I don't.
If not,
This close. I had one. Okay.
Yep.
No, I do not believe in that. That is.
here's the big kicker. If not, why are you supporting those efforts with your cell phone? Why are you supporting companies that do these things or support those efforts with your cell phone money?
Yes.
Big Mobile has given millions of dollars of your money to these causes every time you pay your phone bill. That's why they've created, conservatives have created Patriot Mobile. You see, to give you a choice to stop supporting those things that you don't believe in, it's easy to switch to Patriot Mobile to get some reliable nationwide coverage, unlimited talk and text plans starting as low as $25 a month, and each bill you pay supports your values. If you need more motivation, mention Defenders when you call them at 1-800-8-PATRIOT, or visit them online at patriotmobile.com/defenders. I don't know if that's actually going to work. It's probably Mojo.
It's something. Mention
I
both.
really want to put Defenders there, but it's Mojo 50. It's Mojo 50.
Yeah, you could mention us. So they're probably like, oh, that's nice, and keep on going.
Who is they? I don't know who they are. No. Mention Mojo 50 when you call them at 1-800-A-PATRIOT, or go to patriotmobile.com/Mojo50, and you get your activation fees waived today. You can make a difference, but only if you switch. Go to 1-800-A-PATRIOT, or visit them at patriotmobile.com/Mojo50.
I said yet today I love doing this.
I mean, no, but that's okay.
No, I just want everybody to. I love doing this.
You love doing this?
Yes, I do. It makes me happy.
I mean, it's fun. It's good times.
It makes me happy.
That's true. It makes me happy too. But you know what doesn't make me happy?
France.
Yeah, France.
There's nothing about France that makes me happy.
Well, I mean, my wife really likes the cheese, so I can't complain about that. But
yeah, but it's France.
Yeah, it is France. So, there's a young man, or there was a young man.
There was a young man.
Allegedly.
Whose name is
we don't know what he identified as.
A young person.
A young individual.
Yeah.
He might not be human.
Actually, he's not even that young. He's 42.
That's still young.
Yeah, sort of.
I can say that because I'm almost there.
Ah, there you go. By the name of Vincent Lambert. He's being touted as France's Terry Schiavo. He was a tetraplegic.
Wow.
Yeah, 42-year-old man. His family's been trying to save his life. Well, the legal recourse of his home country has now decided that they're going to order a slow euthanasia.
Because that's good. Because there's nothing like, I mean, it's bad enough that you're going to turn around and you've decided to just, kill an innocent human being because you feel that is a burden on society. That's bad enough. But let's just kind of, add insult to injury, as it were, and let's just draw it out and make it as painful on him as humanly possible.
Yes, because what they're doing is they're not actually euthanizing him. They're starving him and not giving him any water.
Because that's humane, right? I mean, this is the part that kills me about this, is when it comes to euthanasia, when they talk about abortions or any of this other stuff, it's all about the humane thing. It's all about, you treat these people, you give it dignity. It's about the dignity of everything. What part of starving a human being to death, keeping them from food and water, how is that humane? We don't even do that to dogs. When you take your dog in, your 7, 8, 10, 12, 20-year-old dog that can't walk, that can't hold its bowels, you carry him in there, you cry over it, you get to pet it, the doctor, they put it to sleep, and boom, and literally put it to sleep, and it's done.
Yeah.
You can't even do that to a human being, though, but you could do it to a dog or a cat.
Back that mic up.
That's fine.
Back that mic up.
Sorry.
Back that mic up. You're spiking everything, bro.
I'm getting mad.
You're spiking everything, and you're still getting mad. Keep going, though. We're okay. So here's the thing: the parents of the 42-year-old man said that they were trying to put an appeal into the European Court of Human Rights, which
because that's going to work out real well.
Yeah. They decided whether or not whether or not the case is admissible.
Shut up.
The ECHR, which is the European Court of Human Rights, already decided in 2015 that the decision to make Vincent die of thirst and hunger was in line with the European Convention of Human Rights, whose member states are free to decide that artificial feeding and hydration can be defined as treatment, not care.
Oh my God. So if that's treatment, seriously, if food and water is considered treatment?
Yeah.
Wow. I hate to see what care actually is then.
Well, it's not very caring.
Obviously not.
That sound means that there's a commercial break. So we'll be right back.
I wish I knew why it was so loud on here. I don't know why. Everything is like completely turned down, dude. I ain't
Dude,
touched
I
nothing.
don't know why it's so loud, but like either you're getting way too close. See, like now, I can
Uh-huh.
hear you perfectly fine, and there's no, it's not hurting.
It's not hurting.
Yeah.
I saw Wendy on the Facebook. It's like, Deaf! I'm like, sorry, I'm
Sorry,
I
it's
really
you.
can't get much further from the mic without echoing throughout the rest of the room. So
Yeah, well, where you're at right now is actually pretty much perfect. I mean, even Ron was like, "Yeah, it's really loud on the radio."
sorry,
My
my bad. I don't know.
I don't know. Sarah over on the Twitter says at Patriot Mobile ad the Glow Up's favorite phone company.
Bingo. Bob's your uncle. Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. Sent a wonderful Joe Biden picture.
Oh, that's amazing. A monkey molesting a chicken
Mm-hmm.
by whispering in its ear, sweet
Sweet
nothings.
Mm-hmm. It's always sweet nothings.
Sweet nothings.
Sweet nothing. It's just good
Hello,
stuff.
Jeremy.
Somebody's late.
Oh, he's always about this time.
Rule 5 Jackal on Twitter, # Angry Dylan. I love it. Until the mic spike, and then you know it's getting loud when Ron has to interject. When Ron interjects, you know it's bad.
Yeah, when Ron sends me a message like Dylan's
Tell
feed is
Dylan
coming
to
in way
quiet
too
down.
hot. Dylan's feed is coming in way too hot. We don't, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. The input's like it normally is. I don't know. I don't.
We don't know what's going on.
All right, we're coming back. And we're back.
Yeah, we are.
This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. By the way, guys, we are eventually going to move away from Facebook.
Yeah, we are.
We are going to eventually move away completely from Facebook. That is the push. So if you go to mojo50.com and you go to the Mojo TV button, you can go there, you can watch the shows, and you can comment on the website.
Yay! So it's just like Facebook,
Except for
minus
it's
the
not
censorship
Facebook.
app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not Facebook.
It's just not Facebook. Now, and I believe, and don't quote me, but I think you might even be able to share that to Facebook if you would like.
Yes.
But we know what happens once it gets there. So
Yeah, it gets blocked, it gets banned, people scream and shout and twist
you
it
what
all
it's all
about
about.
and,
do the hokey pokey.
yeah, turn themselves around.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. So, check us out over on the Mojo 50. We're there.
Please. So many other awesome people are there as well. It's a good time.
Nicole
Yeah.
says, Dylan looks too close to the camera, making Steven look like, well, littler.
Is this better?
No, it's just,
I
it's
can't
just
see. I just
yeah,
always
well,
the lineup you have.
yeah, it's just the way that it's set up. That's all.
I know. I've seen that too. Look, guys.
This is
we're a
actually the
radio
height
show.
differential of us. It
Yeah,
makes
we're a radio
sense.
show officially. We're working on it. This is called ironing out the bugs.
It's going to happen. You know, there's a few things. There's always going to be a little tweak that needs to happen.
Look, this is what makes it real. Because if we were both spot on and everything, then we would be like Young Turks. See? Like that. Like
It's like I did that on purpose or something.
it's almost like yeah.
It would be great. No, but it is. And Ross over on Facebook says, yes, but it's not like Facebook. There is no reply to the person's comment, and you can't see and type at the same time. Wait, I could. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Are you watching? Oh, you might be watching it from your phone. If that's the case.
Yeah, if you're doing it from your phone, then obviously certain what's the word I'm looking for? Features are not available.
Not available. But if
or
you're doing it
yeah.
from your computer and things like that, you can watch it there and all of that jazz.
Or
Things
just
will
get you a
progress.
second phone.
Yeah, things will progress. Okay,
It's
we're getting there. We're working
so
on it.
good. Oh my goodness, so many great things coming down the road.
Oh
I am
gosh,
so excited.
you guys just don't know.
So excited.
Yes, Nicole, I will. I will read the chat roll, Nicole, when I get to that point. Yes. Apparently, PG says that you need to be turned off and turned back on.
Do what?
PG over on the MeWe says Dylan needs to be turned off and turned back on.
It is. I had mentioned that your typing in the AI today, you were off by a little bit, and so
don't even start complaining about that.
I keep telling you that you're supposed to put a 1 in front, and you're not putting the 1 in front. I mean, I am the AI. I think I would know how I'm supposed to be ran.
No, you don't.
But I do.
But you don't.
But I do. But I do.
You run me right round, baby, right round. All right. Prosecutors in Texas have they're now prosecuting a couple.
Well, why? Why would you prosecute a couple? That just sounds horrible. The damn police keeping the man down. How dare they?
Well, they filmed themselves sexually assaulting at least 25 children ranging from the ages of 8 months to 14 years old.
Allegedly.
No, they videotaped themselves doing it.
Allegedly.
No, they videotaped themselves doing it.
Allegedly.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Okay. Okay.
Good. See, that's how we play. So,
a Texas couple was sentenced. No.
We're trying to make this somewhat funny because this just is horrible.
They were sentenced to 60 years in prison.
Not enough.
After filming themselves sexually abusing kids. A case the prosecutors say involved more than 24 young victims, including babies.
Not enough. These people should be taken out into the back. Here, blindfolded. Here's your cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody play, I don't know. They get to pick whatever.
I will play the smallest violin ever.
No, but I was gonna say you let them play, let them pick out some kind of a classical tune they can listen to as they stand there blindfolded and smoking, and then firing squad, be done. Somebody, then the janitors come in, clean up the mess, hose the thing down, put them in a little cart, and send them off to the
incinerator
station where they get turned into mulch, fertilizer. That's the way I figure it.
Oh, Peachy says, "Why, Steven? Why do you want to piss us off?" I don't. It just pissed me off. So I had to talk about it.
This is the point. We share. This is what families do. We take what we find and pisses us off and go, hey, you know who else needs to be pissed off?
Look, okay. It's like a really bad fart.
That's true.
It's exactly like a really bad fart. And guys, if you happen to have a really bad fart and there are people around and you're a guy, you're like, dude, this smells horrible. You got to smell this.
That's true.
Or you have a thing of stinky cheese. This stinks. Smell it.
That's true.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what we do.
Something, and it's what we're doing with this now.
Yes. This is a giant wad of the nastiest Limburger available. And we're sharing it with you so that you can get a whiff.
Yep. So take it in.
Take it all.
Judge Jaco gave these two people the maximum prison sentence, which we need to start doing over-unders on this. I don't think they'll make it. They
I give them 5.
guilty in October to 1 count each of sexual exploitation of children and production of child pornography.
Whoa. You said 1 count?
1 count.
1 count.
1.
Uno.
Yes, as in one. Un.
Singular.
Singular. One time.
Not plural.
Yeah, not the multiples, not the dozens, not even a dozen, not even a baker's dozen, not in it. Nope. 1 each. 1 each. That is the part I think that pisses me off the most. I don't care if you pled guilty. I don't care what you've done. You kind of need to pay for what you did. And 60 years in jail, again, not that you'll live to see the other side of that,
Mm-hmm.
but 60 years in jail is not enough.
No, it's definitely not enough. This section brought to you by Tar River Arms.
Yeah, it is.
Look, guys, get over to Tar River Arms today. Check out their May promotions that are going to be happening here very, very soon. They still have the 6 hours in there, but if you go check out the 6-hour P320 line of pistols, you can get a Smith & Wesson revolver of all types as well. As always, Tar River Arms is the storefront that comes to you. Free shipping on most of their purchases. It's no different than purchasing at your local gun store, except that when you do it there, you get when you do it at Tar River Arms, you get exactly what you want.
Yes.
And you do it on your own schedule. You can buy them in your pajamas and just go pick it up later. Be sure to mention the promo code MOJO50 at checkout, okay? Mention the promo code MOJO50 at checkout. It's Tar River Arms or TRAGuns.com. Also, watch out for the grand opening in July. It's July. The grand opening is happening in July.
Who's ready? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm so ready. It's going to be like such a big deal. It's literally going to be like a weekend thing.
Oh, man, it's going to be so good. Mojo's going to be broadcasting live from it. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be there.
Huge.
Huge. Friggin' huge.
Oh, so huge.
Check them out. Tar River Arms, TRAGuns.com. America's virtual gun store. Great guns, great prices at great service.
Rule number 5, Jackhole on the Twitter, hashtag DOAE, a stinky cheese like dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Love that
Hashtag
guy.
theater of the mind.
Yes. A stinky cheese like dumpster fire. That's amazing.
It is. It's we want to make you feel it as much as humanly possible.
Roz is asking over on the Facebook. She asks, would it be inappropriate for me to ask when the open season on pedophiles is?
I think there should be, because I actually heard a thing about this the other day. Is there is actually a season for hunting everything else.
Look, to everything, turn. There is a season.
It's season.
Turn.
Turn. That was. I don't. There's not much to follow up with that, so we're gonna move on to the next one.
And a time to every purpose under heaven.
A time to live and a time to die. Okay. No,
and a
we're
time for this terrorist plot to
we're
get
not doing
thwarted.
Stop. I'm not doing it. I can't. I'm not getting sucked into that rabbit hole. Oh.
Los Angeles terror plot was thwarted as a army vet planned mass casualties with explosives.
Oh, thank God for that, at least.
This is another converted army veteran. Converted to Islam.
I'm sorry. I understand there are reformed Muslims out there. I say reformed as in like the level like Riaz Patel.
Yes.
Very like
Reformation.
Following the religion, but you're not about the killing and everything else, and that's where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just. I'm sorry, you can't say that this is a religion of peace when they get converted and then they complain, and that's the whole point. This guy was going to. The army veteran who wanted revenge on attacks on Muslims around the globe was planning to detonate a bomb at a Long Beach rally this past weekend, but it was intercepted by law enforcement officers, said authorities on Monday. You know, I mean, you're an American citizen. You're fighting for the United States in the United States Army to defend the Constitution of the United States. And you're going to turn around, you're going to convert to Islam, which is fine. To everyone his own. That's the joy of America, is you have freedom of religion.
Right.
Pick your religion, do what you want to believe, but then you feel that it is up to you to kill other people, innocent people who have no play, no attachment, no nothing to nothing.
Yep.
Let's kill them because you're suddenly butthurt over some kind of propaganda that you've been filled with. And then you're going
Thank
to
you.
turn around and try and kill people. That doesn't make sense. And then argue that, well, it's peace. No, revenge is not peaceful.
And to say that you are a religion of peace and then go out and attempt to blow a bunch of people up with IDs,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't. They don't work together.
Yeah.
The dichotomy
cannot-
doesn't happen.
No.
You know,
Nope. You cannot be peaceful and seeking revenge.
How's it work?
You can't do it. It is a literal impossibility. Just you can't. And what makes it worse is you have these things like it sadly it paints the military into. I mean, it's not the military's fault, but it paints the military into a bad position because it shows that these guys are nuts. And I guarantee you something's going to happen. It's going to come back and they're going to be like, oh well, this guy's suffering from some kind of PTSD and he just has, these mental issues and blah, 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 blah. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Sure.
But this guy, we're not mentioning his name, is 26, was arrested on Friday night after he took delivery of what he thought was an improvised explosive device from an undercover law enforcement officer posing as a bomb maker. He was charged with attempting to provide material support to terrorists and, if convicted, could face up to a whopping 15 years in prison.
Only 15 years.
Only 15 years.
Wow.
I finding these.
It's like they don't even care.
I was gonna say, is it just me? But I feel like these punishments, these prison sentences, are a lot less than what they used to be when I was a kid. And maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older and understand them better, and I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but I feel like, when I was a kid, at least it felt this way to me. When somebody goes to jail, like to prison,
It was done.
you were done. Like you're done. But 15 years in prison, and for trying to attempted murder of hundreds, up to hundreds of people.
Yeah. If
and
not
you're only
more.
to get 15 years
Right. You only get 15.
to do what? To sit and stew?
Hey, it's his
Okay.
fight for 15. This is his fight for 15. Don't take it from him.
Well, you got to fight for your right to party.
You do.
Just
Speaking of partying, cat coolers.
yes, because that's what partying is all about. Without a
Yes.
cat cooler, you're not having a proper party.
That's right, because these things keep your stuff cool as ice for up to
Summer
7
is
days.
coming. Are you ready for summer? Are you ready for the camping, the outdoorsness?
No.
Of course, you might be an outdoorsy person.
I mean, I'm a semi-outdoorsy person. I like going outside, but yeah, my wife is never gonna go camping, so why even worry about it?
Well, because we can go camping. When
You
your
and-
son gets
you and me?
adult, we'll all go camping.
You and me?
Yeah. We'll
Oh.
cuddle up, do some Brokeback Mountain thing.
Yeah.
I'm Big Spoon.
Hills are alive.
Why can't I quit you? That's the new sounder. I gotta put that at this.
Anyway, cat coolers are rugged, like the mountains. They keep your ice cool for up to 7 days. They're made in the United States. They're fully customizable, and they come in 5 colors. That's white, black, yellow, camouflage, and blue collar.
Sorry. Make you
By fully
giggle.
customizable, yes, I mean fully customizable. I mean that you can put anything on there that you want. I don't know. You want a Defenders logo? Great, do it. You want a Mojo logo? Done. You want, I don't know, a picture of somebody's face on there? It is in the cards for you. Go check them out today at catcoolers.com. Catcoolers.com. Use a promo code Steven over there, and you can get 10% off on your order. Catcoolers.com. Promo code Steven. Get 10% off.
Okay, Virginia Jackhole over on the Twitters is a bit miffed at us.
Why?
At DOA Show, I still have an earworm from Do You Believe in Magic?
You're welcome.
Stop!
No. You're welcome.
It's magic.
You know. You know.
It's magic.
Oh, it's magic. You know.
I used to, I got bored one day. So off topic, and we'll move on here in a minute, but I feel like
Yes.
we're doing voices for a second.
Sure.
So there was one day I before I started doing radio, I used to monologue a lot to myself, and somehow or another I got into a
How did obviously, duh.
I know. I did, and I wish I'd been able to record it because it was so hilarious. I actually had a conversation. It was a conversation between Jimmy Stewart and Sean Connery.
Yes, I remember you going over this conversation with me.
So good.
It's
it was
amazing.
so good.
We're not going to get into that tonight.
Nope, not today. We'll do that on maybe a Friday show.
That'll be a different today. That'll be a different day because we have this. That's right, folks. It's Monday, which means it's back to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Last week, if you don't remember what happened with Back to the Grindstone, we went through the circle of responsibility. It was amazing, wonderful times.
It was amazing.
We also went over the 6 pillars of belief and faith and things that you need to become not only a good Christian but a good citizen in this country.
To be productive, to be the opposite of the douchebaggery that is floating around in our country today. And yes, douchebaggery is a biblical term.
Yes, it is. It is a very biblical term. So much, in fact, that I was put on a list on Twitter today under douchebags.
Yes, I'm actually
by somebody
jealous.
I don't even know.
I'm jealous about that, by the way. I really am.
Somebody I have no clue who they are put me in a list. It's amazing. I don't even know how this works. It's great. But no. So tonight we're going to focus on the first pillar, and that is Bible study, guys. It's Bible study.
Because remember, the first one is not just maintaining your circle of responsibility. In order to be able to move on to any of the rest of these, you have to know who you are as a person and where you believe and what you stand on.
Right.
You have to have your principles and everything in order, or everything else after this fails. Period.
Yes.
It will not work. So
that is completely true and honest. Now, look, Bible study is not just reading your Bible, okay?
Yeah, anybody can read.
Anybody can read your Bible.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with reading it.
True, and you should read it.
But there is a point where you kind of need to
dig
just a teensy bit, because you will be surprised. And I don't know how a lot of people have heard this or not, but if you're reading a verse, let's say, God is love.
Right.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, it's Greek. There are 3 different versions of the word love.
Yes.
There are 3 different versions. One of them is the brotherly love, like, hey, we're just close friends, Then there's the love that I have.
That's where you get the word Philadelphia. So that's philia. Yep.
Then you have the love sexually.
That's eros.
Yep. And then you have agape, which is like the pinnacle, like it's the max amount of love you could possibly be. And unfortunately, in society today, when we say love, like we have love, like I love pizza and I love my wife. We don't obviously love. Well, I kind of do. But
it's almost comparable.
But there is a difference. I don't love pizza as much as I love my wife.
Right. And there's a difference in love. It's not actually love when you say I love pizza. It's I like this a lot.
Yes. And the problem is if we just stick to our average of love, our understanding of cultural love as it is, you'll read that and go, oh, he loves me. And you're going to think it's some emotional thing. It's just kind of hit or miss that after a while you can quit.
No. God is love is God is agape.
Yeah, like you cannot, like it is everything about him. That you know what I mean? It's a much deeper thing. And when you can dig into that and see how much deeper it actually goes than just he loves me across the surface, then you can actually kind of look in and start to learn who God is and what it means for you.
Yes. And so here's the thing. So with Bible study, it is commanded of followers of Christ.
Yep.
It is commanded of followers of Christ. And what we mean by that is all throughout the Bible, you should know your word. You should know the word. You should know the word. You should know God's word. You want to know why? Matthew 4:4 says, but he answered and said, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God.
Mm-hmm.
It goes through that. You got John 17:17 says, sanctify them in truth. Your word is truth.
Yep.
How are you going to sanctify yourself in truth? And by that meaning, sanctify yourself in his word if you don't actually know his words.
Yep. And that means literally, again, that's not just, oh, well, this says love and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really love? You know, how many
What is
people,
love?
and when we did this, what was it? Justification.
Yes.
That was the one. Everybody thinks they have an idea of what justification means.
Right, and they have
actual-
they have the little saying, just as if I had, you know.
Yep.
But no,
And
you have to understand the words and how it goes through, you know. Heck, think about this. What is it? 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17 says, all scripture is breathed out by God and is profitable for teaching, reproof, correction, and training in righteousness, so that the man of God may be complete and fully equipped for every good work. Okay, check out the middle there. Profitable for teaching, reproof, correction, and training. Those 4 words all mean the same thing in the English language.
Yep. But they are every one. There's a reason why they are specifically said something different. It's a different word because it's actually meant for something else.
Exactly.
And you're not going to know that. You're just going to look at mine and say, you. Most people look at that and go, well, that's just redundant. No,
That's redundancy.
There's nothing in the Bible that's redundant.
Well, I mean, intentional
No.
redundancy.
Well, but I mean, there's not when you have like one of the big things. I didn't go too deep into this one in particular, but there was one thing it kept saying. If you ever notice, sometimes they have it's sins and transgressions will be together. The phrase sin and transgression will always be there like that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. Like to us, it's the same thing. It's the
mhm.
same general thing, but biblically, it's something else. It's a deeper thing. It's a translational change. And if you don't get into it, if you don't take a moment to go, what do I do? What does this actually mean? Then you're not. And it doesn't mean, again, this is not to poo-poo Bible reading. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not going to learn God just by reading. You will, but it's like when you're eating a bowl of ice cream, you're not skimming your spoon across the top of it and licking it lightly. You jamming that sucker down in there and you're pulling a spoonful out and you're cramming it down your gullet. That's what you're doing. And
That's exactly what Bible study is. It's just a slow, deliberate process.
Yes, and
Right?
it doesn't take hours and hours to do. You can take
No.
30 minutes. And
Yes.
you don't have to go fast.
No, go intentionally slow. So
Yeah.
here's what you need.
2 verses, 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Make
You
sure
need a
you
study
every
Bible,
bit of
though.
it. Yeah.
You need a study Bible. Need
Bible
a Bible
dictionary.
dictionary
And a regular dictionary.
and a regular dictionary.
That helps too.
And then there's a whole bunch of like websites and things that you can go to, like the Blue Letter Bible and things like that. You need these specifically so that you can look up the words that you think you know, but
Yep.
that you really don't.
Because again, you would be surprised. The words that you think you know. Because again, we have so many different variations for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it all means the same type. Whereas in like the Greek and the Hebrews, it was the other way around. They had one word that meant one thing. And
Right.
it's
And we have one word that means 20.
yeah. And you have to know what it exactly means, because otherwise, like I said, you're missing out on an awful lot.
Exactly. And like they're saying over on the Facebook, like Roz is saying, you have to, sometimes you have to know the Greek. You have to know the Hebrew. And I am not a scholar. And so the best ways that you can use that is utilizing tools like the Bible dictionary. It goes through the illustrated Bible dictionary, the Holman's, what is it? The Holman's Illustrated Bible Dictionary. Yeah.
I thought I had it with me. I don't. I have one.
It has the Greek and the Hebrew.
Yep.
And it has the entire deal to go through, because it's one of those situations where if you don't know the understanding behind the original intent, then you don't know the actual words.
Yes, which means you're ultimately screwing yourself. In a very loose term, you're missing out. You're not putting yourself in a position to be fully used by God, which is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. And now understand, remember, we can't make you guys do this.
No,
And
we
you
just
didn't
think
have
this
to
is the
listen
idea.
tonight.
We want to-
Right? You didn't have to listen.
No.
We
felt
can't
that
make
we need
you.
to share this, though.
Exactly. We want to share this. We want you guys to understand the basics. And remember, only control what's inside of your circle.
Yep.
That's it. Only control what's inside of your circle. That means you, your actions, your attitudes. That's all you got. You want to become better, you want to produce more, that's where you go. That's how you do it. Now, let's get some bell counts for the day.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day. Today we had 18 missed innuendo bells, 89 actual bells, 5 horns, 10 Biden boings, giving us a grade of high B for the day. Peace out, y'all.
Biden boings.
When did that get added?
I don't know.
I missed the email.
I think we did. We missed an email on that one. All right. We'll see you later, guys.